Well, here goes nothing. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Oliveira, and this is the Road to 40. This is the final Road to 40, the last official canon outside of the party wrap-up that, of course, I will post further on down the line. Now, I know I haven't posted 299 yet either, which won't really matter, because by the time you see this, 299 would have posted. I didn't get it done today, though, because I've been running around like a chicken with his head cut off, just basically trying to get everything done for the day. Just pick up things that we needed and square things away. Do a little bit of cleaning tomorrow. We got a ton of cleaning to do, obviously, for the end of the road party. Dr. Carl, of course, you're welcome aboard on this last and final journey with me. How did Dr. Carl come about? Do you guys even remember? I think I found him on the floor at my work. He was just sitting there. I was like, wow, what a shitty little plastic chicken. Sorry, Dr. Carl, no offense. We've come a long way since then, obviously. But I remember finding him and being like, oh, I'm going to put him on the show tonight, see how that works out. Well, he's been with us ever since, as has the White Russian. I didn't go crazy with changing the format tonight. I was really, racking my brain all day. What do I want to do for the last episode? I have my notes, or most of my notes. I have notes scattered all over the office, as you guys know, that I started at day one. When I first started rolling with it, I should say. Yeah, look at all those extra papers and stuff. I remember I've got notes about frame rates and my top 10s of movies and music and stuff like that. And all along that road that we've traveled together, it's just been a blast. Really, it has. This last year has been so memorable in so many regards. Just starting this, getting comfortable with doing it, finding a format and rolling with it. You know what I mean? It's just been really interesting and unique. And the road to 40 was, I don't know at first what I expected of it. I think at first it was supposed to just be basically, a recorded diary of the first, or the year leading up to turning 40, which is kind of what it's been. But, along the way, we've gained such awesome people that have traveled along with me and you. And it kind of changed things the minute I knew that people had an interest in watching it. Now, I mean, we're not talking about 10,000 viewers here or anything like that, but what I'm saying is that it changed the way that I wanted to create this. Originally, it was for me and my kids, for years to come. And I thought, maybe people back home in Massachusetts who I hadn't talked with in a while might be interested in tuning in every now and again. And I think they have, I've gotten emails from people back home just making suggestions, critiques. I was gonna wait to the end, but let's just thank people as I remember it. Bob Melanson, him and Brad Rigo have been a huge technical help through all of this. Sean Osborne, but the two of them from Massachusetts. Now, actually, New York and Utah, which isn't it funny? Like, people just go their own way and do their own thing. We'll talk about that a little bit in a while. But helping getting my lighting down under these circumstances. Now, when I film in the corner, we got some work to do there. I understand that. We might need some better lighting. Right now, I'm using daylight light bulbs. I want to switch over to something a little bit brighter, bright white or something. Forgive me. This is the last episode. This is the official episode 300. Some of them may have only been 5 minutes long. And mind you, that's just the official timeline of the Road to 40. We've got all those episodes of Tales from the Chill Room or, What's on the Menu Tonight or unboxings and things like that. There's over, I can't remember how many it said last time I uploaded one. There's a place where you can see. And it's over 500 videos now. That's a little excessive. I'll admit it. But it's been fun to capture those moments. The ice bucket challenge. You know what I mean? I will never forget how cold that really was when it hit me. It was in the middle of summer. It's so hot that you just don't think about it. This is going to feel so good. I remember when that ice and the ice water hit me. I felt like my body was going to go into shock. It was like jumping into a frozen lake, in the middle of winter. Just for 5 seconds. But my body reacted like crazy. That was a cool episode, That's not a part of the a whole thing. And obviously, I need to thank a lot of people. Bling from over in Portugal. You know, you and Sean have been there, you know, from early on. And you were the ones that kind of really inspired me to, you know, take that next step, go a little further with it, think that this could be something beyond, you know, what it was beyond. And it really stepped it up, took it to the next level. And it means a lot to me that, like, you guys communicated with me. Now, Sean, I knew you from Mysticon, but that's the only way we really knew each other. That and Mark Davis, who I only know through Mysticon, and I don't know if you know him beyond Mysticon or not, but anywho, like, you guys would comment when I asked, like, hey, you guys should comment on here, give me something to talk about or whatever. You know, you communicated, you liked, you shared. I saw you guys sharing these videos out there, and it's just like, you know, it meant the absolute world to me. When I say thank you for always coming back, you know, I refer to everybody who's a second-time watcher. But the fact of the matter is, in my mind and in my heart, I know exactly who I'm talking about. And it's you guys, because you guys changed what this would become. You changed how I would be here every night, why I would be here every night, and it made it more meaningful. And I felt like I was working to make a better content, or create better content, because I knew that there were people in Portugal, and there were people, you know, in northern, or a little further north in Virginia, and people in West Virginia, and people in Hawaii, and people in across the seas. Like, it's just amazing to me that, yeah, sure, we've got 64 subscribers, and that's awesome. I'm happy that we're ending the road with 64 subscribers. It could have been 1 million, could have been 10. It didn't matter to me. Like, it meant something as things went along, that people were watching consistently. And so, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope one day, now Sean and I, you know, we live a little closer, but Bling, you're overseas, man. We'll have to do something at some point. I hope you continue to watch the products that, you know, we continue to produce here. I still haven't figured out the business yet and how that's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out that way, that's fine. I'm still going to do these products. I just won't be able to use it right off. I could do, there's some loopholes. Like, I could create some graphic art for the product, and in turn I could charge myself, and then I would get that as a tax write-off. All I'd have to do is write myself a receipt. Is that corrupt? I don't give a shit. You guys should know by now. The second thing that really kind of dug its claws into the road to 40, especially in the first, like, 100 episodes, was politics and religion. And I want to coexist. I mean, I have the sticker on my car because I mean it. Like, if Christianity wishes to continue, I think that's great. You have every right to believe that and live that life. It's a beautiful life. It really is. When I was all about it, I couldn't have imagined a better life for myself. Like, I felt morality, family, friends, everything about it was perfect. And so when I shit all over it, I don't mean it against people specifically, like true Christians. I hope I have never honestly offended. I know I have offended people. I've said things in humor that were taken the wrong way, and I'll always kind of regret those little moments, like the parade. I never meant to hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, it's a local parade. I think it is kind of a joke within itself, even though people work hard to accomplish a goal there. So I felt terrible that I hurt people's feelings, and I never, ever, ever meant it, and I never wanted to do something like that. So that, I mean, I've had my regrets. And speaking about religion and politics is one of them. Like, the problem with, well, here we go. My only problem with religion is it just doesn't seem to do as good as it could do. When I'm talking about mega churches, I'm talking about the people who actually have money. Now, I came from a Baptist church in Massachusetts where people are really cool at that church. I fled the coop because I just didn't agree with a lot of their politics. However, there's a lot of good people there. There's a lot of good people at a lot of churches around here. Nathan White, musician that I did the CD for, the cover art for, he's a wonderful example of a Christian, somebody who loves and doesn't judge. And that's really what Christianity boils down to, if you're really honest with yourself. Sure, there are some things you may not agree with, but you aren't the one to judge. And I think that's the greatest message that Jesus ever taught, was Judge not, lest ye be judged. Like, don't judge other people. If you believe there's a God, then let him do that at the end of the road. Let's coexist, let's get along, let's have some equal rights, and let's just rise up from the tyranny that we've come to face as we have here in America. It's so easy to look at another country and see how terrible things are there and think, wow, I really got it good. But in the same regard, we're heading down a path that I'm afraid of. And I think that corporations and companies trying to control the future will continue to spend as much money as they can to own the country and run the country into the ground, basically, for everyone except for them. We could talk about GMOs. We could talk about conspiracy theories. But the fact of the matter is that we're on a collision course with destruction. Not just as a culture here in the United States, but as a species here on Earth. We have to find a way to work together and love one another and sing and dance in the rain and the sun and the moon and the stars and just let go of all that bigotry and hatred and racism and fear. Don't live in fear. Don't let the fear control you. Don't let your religion control you. You know, question authority. Question everything. Don't take anything at face value, you know? And another message I think that I would want people to take away from the road, I know I'm getting a little off course here, but would be to, if you should try to create things that make the world better, whether it be art or inventions or whatever it is. In my case, it's always a song or a drawing or you know, a book. You know, always be creating and always be inspiring, but always be inspired. You know what I mean? Be inspired by someone so that you always strive to be better. That's important. That's really important. Like, because the minute you get satisfied with your skills and your talents and you just kind of like ride those waves, you're kind of treading water at that point. You're wasting time. You're not making any progress. You should always be creating new stuff and challenging yourself. I think it's really important. It's one of the messages I hope people take away from this. You know, to mark today, the day before my birthday, let us send our condolences to the friends and families of Leonard Nimoy. Now, me and Leo, as I like to call him, we definitely walked two different paths. Everything he was ever in that I watched, because I didn't watch a lot of Star Trek, because I hate Star Trek. I'm sorry, I know, I'm offending a lot of people here, but I can't get into it. I have tried everything, and I'd like to go back and try The Next Generation one more time because I like Patrick Stewart a lot. But Leonard Nimoy passed away at 83 today. He had heart problems, and that was it for him. 83 years. I'm 40 tomorrow. So just a few years over double that, and he died. So, like, it really is, you know, I mean, think about it that way. That's a midway point. His midway point was like 41 and a half. So a year and a half from now could be my midway point. That's terrifying to me, but I don't let that fear embrace me. I don't. I challenge it. I challenge life to throw stuff, you know, in my path that I need to find a way to get to. California is a perfect example of this. I know. I mean, I would love to live in New Hampshire. I'd love to live back near my friends in Massachusetts. I'd love to live in Portugal. I would love to live in Denmark and Sweden. I would love to live in a lot of places. But California, no matter how hard I try, it's like, okay, it's nice. Yeah, New Hampshire's beautiful, but you don't belong there right now. I don't know. Maybe there is a voice out there in the universe that guides us. And if it is, it's telling me to get my ass out to California. And that'll be a fun road. I tell you, man, the day that I get a job out there, we will start a video series vlogging as much of it as we can, the road to California. Because someday it's going to happen. You can't say, you know, it might happen. You just have to say it will happen. It's just a matter of when. So that'll be a fun video series. And let me just remind you again, I know most of you guys are getting tired of me repeating myself, but if this happens to be if this happens to be the first Road to 40 video you're watching, I'm sorry, but this is the last one. I'll do a little recap. Like I said, we're going to do a best of video which is going to be a good hour-long video. I can promise you that. Then we're going to do a recap of the party. It's been rough dealing with the fact that there's a few people from Massachusetts who have said they were going to come, but something happened and they couldn't come. And the hardest thing about that is I don't know if I really would have liked to have known that. Like, in my heart, I think I knew the people that were making an effort to get here. So this is episode 300. Bet you're thinking it's going to go into the wee hours of the morn. It's probably not. I just want to kind of flip through some of this stuff here. And see what pops up. You know what? Let me show you this. Alright. The voice, the fear controlled me today. The voice spoke out to me today and said, you need to do something right now. But I just couldn't. Well, it was a voice, but I think the voice may have been wrong because the heart said, no, let this situation resolve itself. When I went back, though, I'll explain. First of all, watch this video. You're not going to get the whole point of this video, so I'll cut it into 2 parts, I think, and then I'll mention why you're missing the point kind of in this video. Here it is.
Stop shopping at this Walmart because there are others. I can travel towards Bedford. It's just down the road 20 minutes. I can go over there. I can go to north.
That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, bring it there. You want me to sign my name to it? I'll be glad to. I'll give you my phone number too. You can call anything more. It doesn't stop. Oh, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. It isn't bothering me specifically. I mean, there's plenty of other people that said this is nonsense. Plenty. All you have to do is take a poll. Oh, stop. Stop.
That's okay.
Look. I'm not going to argue with you. It's kind of debate. And I'm not alone. If you want to pretend that somehow I'm alone on this music theory, you're wrong. That's all I can say. So have a good day.
Okay, so the way this started was I started walking by this guy or going around him with my carriage, and I hear him starting to freak out on the woman who's he's talking to. He said, "Ma'am, did you hear that last song that was just on? You know what? I don't want to hear that in here. I don't have to shop here, you know." And the lady and this other woman, they're just standing there and they're going, holy shit. No. So, of course, what do I think? Got to get the goddamn camera out. Now, as I did that, though, the voice spoke and it said, what could you do to change this situation for these 3 people? Like, what if I just went over there and I lifted my shirt up and, like, just did a little stupid dance or something? Would that have, like, made him feel better? Like, he was mad that the song that was on was too heavy. I think it was, like, Taylor Swift or something. Or it might have been that Welcome to the New Age song. Because that song is kind of moving. Like, it's got that, like, kind of anthem-type feel to it, that drive to it. So I could see how someone who maybe wouldn't like the message in the music or something like that would want to complain about it. So the minute I started hearing it, though, I thought, well, I need to at least record this no matter what happens here. So I kept trying to, like, look at things around them and just record in the general area. And he continued to complain. And then finally he was just like, you know what? Forget it. You have a wonderful day, ma'am. And he walks off. I think you can see that there in the video. I'm assuming he bought his groceries and didn't just leave them there. But what? The thing about that whole situation was he wasn't mad about that song that was on before. And he said that there was multiple people complaining about the song as he was walking around. I'm sure he was just talking to people like a crazy person because I think he was a little nuts. But I thought, he's not upset about that song. He's upset about his life. There's something about his life that he's living in fear. He's not living in love. He's not making those crazy choices, and he's let his inner child die. He's just an angry old man. But is there anything I could have done? I mean, is there? Is there something I should have said, or should I have even, sometimes I think about putting yourself in that position. You do got to put it yourself when you're comfortable. But sometimes there's like a line there and you think, well, what if this guy is just crazy and he pulls out a gun? Like, because things like that happen. Once again, that is living in that fear, but that's a sensible fear. Like, when I say don't live in fear, I don't mean don't be afraid of things. Like crazy right-wing gun-toting fools. What I'm saying is don't be afraid to try. Like, don't be afraid to take a step that, you know, jump and the net will appear. You know what I mean? And if it doesn't, you still jump. You know what I mean? You still tried. And that's the most important thing, is always trying. Not living in fear. I don't know how many times in my life I've come to this point where, like, I'm like, fear or love. Like, it really comes down to a fork in the road. And you may not even think about it. You may not notice it. You may not recognize it. But it's there. And I think you become aware of it. And you think, okay, the challenge lies in this path, where there's a lot of things that could really S up. Or fuck shit up. Yeah, that's right. This ain't PG, motherfuckers. You down with the NWA? Yeah, you know me. That's a great shirt. I need a shirt that says, you down with NWA? Yeah, you know me. Oh, boy. Another year has passed, and the new Ice Cube CD is still not out. So we talked about that early on. What else did we talk about early on? Favorite musicians. Ghost Stories, Pride. See, now these were... See, you're going way back to the early episodes. That's when Bob Melanson had recommended doing a Ghost Stories, because he remembered so many things that my mother had said and so many things that happened at my house. Victimless Crimes. Laura Ingram. Oh, and Sam Sorbo, Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity. Yeah, see, the political times, they were dark times for us. But, you know, I got my message across. And if I change somebody's heart, mind, you know, then I'm really happy that I did that. If I offended somebody, I feel bad that I offended them. But I'm better off saying what I had to say. Because it's like weights coming off of you, like revealing yourself and who you are, and like it's so easy when like somebody comes through your line, if you happen to work in retail, or vice versa. You go through a line and they start talking to you about the opposite side of things. Like, I mean, let's talk about it. Let's, you know, left and right, you know, Democrat, Republican. There's a lot of issues on either side of the fence. We're all humans, mind you, but oftentimes people just assume that you agree with them. And I hate when people start talking to you like that, because they usually make the opposite side of the argument sound like stupid morons. 12 more hours of youthful indiscretion left to you, sir. Go to a keg stand while it's still not sad. That's my friend Mike Coelho. I don't know if he's watching. Well, he's not going to see it. I'm so sick and tired of the two-party system. Like, don't we realize by now? Doesn't the majority of America realize by now the wool has been pulled over their eyes? There is no two sides. There's two sides only so that they can separate us. So that we're too distracted arguing with each other to get anything done. Yeah. The rich continue to thrive, the poor continue to starve. It is time for the people to embrace the power that they truly have. I use this analogy a lot, but here's the edge of a cliff. Here's a board hanging off the edge. And you got the one politician here, and you've got all of America here. That's the power that the people have. Yeah, you got a government that can control the military, but you know what I mean? Like, there's enough people and families within the military that I think would be like, okay, stop this bullshit. Let's just move forward. Let's save our people. Let's save the human race. And let's all get together and just be happy. And stop being stupid and angry at each other. You're all foolish if you don't believe in what I just said. That's pretty definitive there for the last episode of The Road to 40. But I truly, honestly, in my heart, believe that there are several corporations and people and CEOs that own America. and they have sucked the blood dry from our country. And I'm not saying they left. I'm saying they're right. They don't give a shit. They're just rolling in money, burning it. You know what I mean? Now I got to bring this around again, because we can't leave the last episode like this. Not like this. Yo, that's freaky. Be funny if I never put the last 2 episodes up. Just left y'all hanging like, what the hell happened? Is he alive? What happened? Well, I guess you'd figure it out within a few days, because we're all pretty much friends on Facebook or social media at GEYCEN. That's been fun, adding things like this and intros and creating intros and learning new software. You know what I mean? I haven't worked with Premiere in 10 years, and to pick it up now and play with it is awesome. It's great that I was able to remember half of the stuff, like setting, points on the timeline. That's, but just the little things just came back to me even after 10 years of not using the software. So the road to 40 has taught me. It's made me a better person, start to finish. I don't know if you can really see it in the videos or not. I'd like to go back and watch though. In the early videos, like last year, like I was a dark and dreary person. I really feel like I was angry a lot of the time. I was much more anxious than I was then. I mean, I'm less anxious now than I was then. Like I felt like, I don't know, like I wasn't doing things right. And somehow I've corrected that and just smiled more and laughed more and stopped listening to the Fox News or NPR. Like, I'm tired of it. You know what? I don't want to get my news there anymore. I just want to live my life and be happy. And if I can get away with doing that and not getting in trouble for it, then hey, I win. I'm the winner. I just want to make the better place for you. I want to make the world a better place for my children and my children's children. Because they're not real. I do. I'd like to see this species go on a little bit longer than the dinosaurs did. Maybe we can find ways to travel through space and time and get to other places that we never thought we'd ever see. That's something the road has taught me, that we are very small in this giant universe. Well, this is the hard part, folks. I could drag this out, but I'm not going away forever. I'm going to live stream in the next few weeks. I'm going to be doing some video game stuff, just to stay in touch, put something out there and talk. But I gotta say, it's going to be a beautiful thing to not have to worry about recording or coming up with something to talk with every night. That's been the hardest part of it. Anyway, it's been nice to force myself into that position too, though, because it challenged me in that regard, where I was just like, okay, if you were someone who was on air 5 to 15 minutes every day, could you present yourself in such a way that you weren't just some 39-year-old guy drinking White Russians every night, but you're a person with talents and skills and the ability to become better, given the opportunity? I guess. I don't know. So it's tough that, we must say goodbye to the road to 40. It's just so life-changing in every regard, in every sense. Getting to know new people, getting to know myself better, getting to reminisce and remember things. I'd lost a lot of memories throughout my life. I don't know how or why. I don't know why my mind blocks things out and doesn't block other things out, but just by doing this, I've remembered a lot of things. I've looked through old photo albums and shared, pictures of me. I'd like to do some more of that, throughout, my later life, because I think you guys saw all the baby pictures, or a good chunk of them. Maybe we'll do something like that together. But I can put that together over a course of a week and then put it up on a Friday night. You know what I mean? I don't have to have it all in one day. So it was easy to do, from birth to 2 or 3 years old, because There's only 2 photo albums and so on and so forth. But if I did from birth to, 19 or 20 or however many photo albums I have, I mean, I'd want it to be a good thing. And I want to transfer those videos from their current location on cassette tapes. I found 3 more in my attic. Check this out before I go. This ties in a little bit anyway. Oh, there's the other tripod. Son of a bitch. So, these, though, I don't know. They're VHSCs. Oh, no, wait a minute. Here they are. There's 3 of them. This is Jay's pad from 5/12/97. PM, AM. Wait a minute. That's interesting. This would be a really fun one to see. Okay, so 97. That's May. June, July, August, September, October. I'm trying to think if I knew if Gwen was going to be born at this point in my life or not. I don't think so, though. Well, so I got 2 more of those. So I've got to find a better way to convert those, because those are things I don't want to lose, and I think they'll be fun to share with you guys later on. Yeah, we're over the 30-minute mark. I know. Like I said, I'll be back next week to do a few more of these, just not official canon Road to 40. We'll do Road to 40 with a red arrow through it or whatever. We must crush him completely. So like John before him, this Jason must die. I think I'm just going to cut that out. Well, my friends, it's been a long and interesting road. It's been fun. It's been life-changing. I've loved every moment of it. Sure, we've gone through things together. I've had a rough year, especially with my mother and her cancer and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? We've all grown. We've all become 1 year older. We've all learned things from each other, I'd like to think, and from the world around us. So as we go our separate ways until tomorrow, or when I get the party video up, I just want you guys to know that I've really appreciated every second of every video that you've ever watched on here. I wish there was something more I could do for you guys. I wish there was something that I could truly say or do to prove how much it means to me that you came back here and watched these for a whole year. And those of you who tuned in here and there, you know what I mean? This is just been remarkable memories, a wonderful journey, and to have you guys along for it is really, really pretty cool. So I leave you as I do every night. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe and like, comment, and share. Alright, I just did. I got good friends, both here and in Lynchburg and Massachusetts, all over the country, all over the world. I've got really good friends, the best friends I've ever known, and I hope they know that. So if I've never said that to you, Greg Autry, Corey Smith, Bling, Sean, Bob, Jess, Herbie, Artie, Brian, any of you guys. I don't mean to leave anybody out. Mario, Brady. You guys are the best. You're the best friends I've ever had. And the best friends I could ever imagine having. And if I've ever seemed too clingy, it's because I just would hate to lose the best friends that could ever exist. So, thank you, Rhodians. Thank you, friends. Thank you, family. Don't forget to make someone smile tomorrow. Do your best from this day forth to make strangers laugh and smile. Make them dance with you and sing with you. Spread the love. Lose the fear. Don't let your inner child die. It doesn't have to. Whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, it doesn't matter. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together, as one. Dancing and singing in the rain, in the sun, like brothers and sisters, all of one race, the human race. Live life to the fullest and love every single moment of it, because you just never know when the last moment's going to come. And I don't mean that to scare you. I just don't want you to have, regrets with your last breath as the axe enters your skull, splitting your brain in two. Alright, maybe that's not how you're gonna, maybe it's a heart attack, maybe it's in your sleep. I hope it's in your sleep. I hope you all die in your sleep. Not tonight. Let's not talk about death. Live in love, never in fear. Don't let fear guide your path. That doesn't mean don't be afraid of things. It means don't stop trying to be better. Don't stop trying to achieve that goal that you know is in your heart. You just gotta take that first step, that first leap. You know what I mean? Who cares where you land? At least you tried. If you never tried, that might be one regret in life. Why regret anything? Take the leap. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Please take care of one another. And take care of those around you that you see, that you pass by on a daily basis, or on a weekly basis, or a monthly. Take care of those who can't take care of themselves. Do your best to take care of somebody who can't take care of themselves. It doesn't matter if they're a stranger. Who else is going to do it? Who else is going to help that person if they know no one? I don't know. I don't want to force anybody to ever do anything uncomfortable or out of their, wheelhouse. But I'm just saying, I think you make the world a better place when you challenge and risk, that comfort. That's how I feel. Well, I won't see you a little bit further on down the road to 40. Maybe a little bit during the party. But other than that, thanks a lot, man. Woman, friends, family. Honestly, Rhodians, you're all Rhodians in my heart. Thank you guys for always coming back. And I'll see you guys in whatever's next to come. Alright. Good night, guys. I'll see you at the party tomorrow. All of you.